She tried to steal my Bitcoin on our third date. She didn't know I set a trap. The cursor on the screen blinked with a steady, rhythmic pulse that matched the frantic beating of my heart. I was sitting in my bathroom, the door locked, staring at the live feed from my living room on my phone. Outside, the woman I had been seeing for 3 weeks, Vanessa, was sitting on my couch. We had just finished a bottle of wine. The mood was supposed to be romantic. The lights were dim. Miles Davis was playing softly in the background. But Vanessa wasn't relaxing. On the small screen in my hand, I watched her. As soon as the bathroom door clicked shut, her posture changed. She sat up straight. She looked toward the hallway to make sure I was gone. Then, her eyes darted to the coffee table. Sitting there, gleaming under the recessed lighting, was my Ledger Nano X hardware wallet. And next to it, my MacBook Pro, lid open, screen glowing. "Don't do it," I whispered to the phone. "Please, Vanessa. Just drink your wine." She didn't drink her wine. She reached out. Her hand hovered over the wallet for a split second, a moment of hesitation, or maybe calculation, and then she grabbed it. She pulled a cable from her purse. A USB-C cable. She had brought her own cable. She plugged the wallet into my laptop. I felt a cold knot tighten in my stomach. It was true. My gut instinct, the paranoia I had been fighting all night, was right. She wasn't interested in me. She wasn't interested in my jokes or my cooking. She was interested in the 7 figures she thought were sitting on that little USB stick. I watched her fingers fly across my keyboard. She opened the Ledger Live app. She moved with a speed and efficiency that wasn't just curious. It was practiced. It was professional. She reached into her purse again and pulled out a small, folded piece of paper. She flattened it on the table next to the computer. It was a QR code. Or a wallet address written in longhand. She started typing. I didn't storm out. I didn't scream. I sat on the edge of the tub and watched. I needed to see how far she would go. I needed to see if she would actually hit send. Because what Vanessa didn't know, what she couldn't possibly know, was that the laptop wasn't just a computer. It was a honeypot. And the wallet she was holding? It was a ghost. Let's back up. I met Vanessa on Hinge. She was gorgeous. Smart. Funny. But on our second date, the conversation took a weird turn. We were having sushi, and she started asking about my watch. Then my car. Then, oddly specific questions about finance. So, crypto, she had said, dipping a piece of sashimi in soy sauce. You got in early, right? Like 2016. Yeah, I nodded. Got lucky. Do you keep it on an exchange, she asked. Or do you self-custody? I heard exchanges are risky. Self-custody, I said. Not your keys, not your coins. Smart, she smiled. Do you use a Trezor or a Ledger? I heard ledgers are easier to use. It was a weird question for a girl who claimed she worked in marketing for a nonprofit. Most people don't know the difference between hardware wallets unless they are in the game. Then tonight happened. Third date. Cooking at my place. Throughout dinner, she kept glancing at my desk in the corner. She asked if I traded often. She asked if I kept my recovery seed phrase in the house. No, I lied. It's in a bank vault. But the device, she pressed, touching my arm. You keep the device here, right? In case you need to sell fast. Yeah, I said. It's around. I saw the hunger in her eyes. It was subtle, but it was there. A flash of greed masked by flirtation. So, I set the stage. I put a decoy ledger on the coffee table. I loaded it with a watch-only account that looked like it held 10 Bitcoin. About $600,000 at current prices. But the private keys weren't on the device. It was a dummy interface. You could click send, but it would just error out after a loading screen. And the laptop? I installed a script. A keylogger. A screen recorder. And a program that activates the webcam the second a USB device is inserted. I walked into the bathroom 5 minutes ago. And now, I was watching a crime in progress. She was typing the address. A long string of alphanumeric characters. She double-checked it against the paper. She was meticulous. She clicked max amount. The screen showed, sending 10.05 BTC. She took a breath. She looked at the bathroom door one last time. She clicked continue. The device on the table lit up. Confirm transaction. She pressed the physical buttons on the ledger. Click. Click. Come on, I heard her whisper through the app. Come on, come on. The screen on the laptop spun. Broadcasting transaction. It would spin for exactly 30 seconds before failing. That was how I programmed it. Enough time to make her sweat. Enough time for me to walk out. I stood up. I flushed the toilet, just for the sound effect. I watched her jump on the screen. She didn't unplug it. She tried to close the laptop lid halfway to hide the screen, but she left the transfer running. She smoothed her dress. She grabbed her wine glass and took a huge gulp. She was trying to act natural. I opened the bathroom door. I walked down the hallway. My footsteps were heavy. I entered the living room. Vanessa looked up. She smiled. It was a brittle, fragile smile. Hey, she said. Everything okay? Great, I said. Just checking on something. I walked over to the TV. I picked up the remote. What are you watching? She asked, her voice pitching up an octave. Oh, just a little home movie, I said. I switched the input. HDMI 2. My laptop was wirelessly cast to the TV. The screen flickered. And there, on the 65-inch OLED, was my desktop. The transfer window was still spinning. Broadcasting transaction. And in the corner of the screen, the webcam feed was live. It showed Vanessa, sitting on the couch, looking terrified. She turned her head. She saw the TV. The color drained from her face so fast it looked like she was being erased. You might want to look behind you, I said calmly. Vanessa stared at the TV screen. The spinning wheel finally stopped. Error, transaction failed. Invalid signature. She let out a breath, a sharp, involuntary gasp. Whether it was relief that the theft failed or horror that she was caught, I couldn't tell. Probably both. She turned to me. Her eyes were wide, wet with panic. Eric, she stammered. I can explain. Explain why you're trying to transfer $600,000 of my Bitcoin to an external wallet while I'm in the bathroom? I asked. My voice was steady. Ice cold. Or explain why you brought your own USB cable to a dinner date. I wasn't stealing it, she cried, standing up, knocking the coffee table with her knee. The wine bottle wobbled. I was testing you. I wanted to see if your security was good. You said you self-custodied. I was worried about you. You were worried about me, I repeated. So you tried to drain my account? I was going to give it back, she lied. I just wanted to show you how vulnerable you are. It's a white hat thing. I read about it. A white hat thing, I laughed. It was a dry, humorless sound. Vanessa, do you know what a honeypot is? She blinked. What? A honeypot. It's a trap set by a system administrator to catch an intruder. You leave a door open. You leave a file labeled passwords. You leave a wallet sitting on a coffee table. I walked over to the laptop. I unplugged the ledger. This wallet? I held it up. It's empty. It's a dev kit. The keys aren't on it. The funds displayed on the screen are a simulation. You were never going to get a dime. Her face crumpled. The realization hit her. She hadn't just failed, she had been played. You set me up, she whispered. You knew. I suspected, I corrected her. Since the sushi place. You asked too many questions. You knew too much about seed phrases. I sat down at the laptop. I closed the Ledger app. I opened a browser window. But here is the interesting part, I said. The address you typed in. I pointed to the paper she had left on the table. She snatched it up, crumpling it in her fist. Too late, I said. The keylogger recorded it. BC1QXY2. I already ran it. I clicked a bookmark on my browser. Bitcoinabuse.com. I pasted the address into the search bar. The results loaded. Address flagged, scam/romance fraud. Reports, 12. Total received, 4.5 BTC. You've been busy, I said, reading the screen. 12 reports. Met a girl on Tinder. She asked about crypto. Woke up and my wallet was drained. Vanessa backed away toward the door. That's not me. That's a shared wallet. I trade for a group. A group of thieves? I asked. Or a ring? Who is the guy in the hallway? She froze. What guy? The guy you were texting in the elevator, I said. I checked the building security logs before you came up. I have access. I'm on the HOA board. That was a lie. I wasn't on the board. But I did have a Ring camera in the hallway that looked like a doorbell but recorded 24/7. I pulled up the app on my phone. I cast it to the TV. The footage played. 7:15 p.m. Vanessa standing in the hallway outside my door. She was texting furiously. She held her phone up to take a picture of my mail slot. Then, a man walked into the frame. He didn't come to the door. He stood by the elevator. He was wearing a hat and a mask. Vanessa showed him her phone. He nodded. He handed her something. The USB cable. He gave you the cable, I said. He's your handler. Or your partner. Vanessa was shaking now. He's just a friend. He dropped off my charger. He dropped off a data cable, I said. And you took a picture of my mail to get my full legal name and billing info for the identity theft part of the scam, right? Just in case the crypto didn't work. She didn't answer. She looked at her purse. She looked at the door. I'm leaving, she said. Her voice was brittle. You're crazy. You're paranoid. I'm going. Go ahead, I said. But you should know one thing before you walk out that door. I picked up a piece of paper from the printer tray. I had printed it while I was in the bathroom, sending the command from my phone. What is that? She asked. This, I handed it to her, is a copy of the automated email my system sends whenever a suspicious USB device is detected. She looked at the paper. To Cybercrime Unit, FBI. Subject, unauthorized access attempt/wire fraud evidence. Attachment, video_log_022026.mp4, keylog.txt, wallet_address.txt. I sent it to the FBI, she gasped. You called the feds. Not called, I said. Automated reporting. It goes to my lawyer too. And the local precinct's cyber division. It's a script, Vanessa. Once the mouse moved, the email was queued. Once you clicked, send, it was sent. You have to stop it, she screamed. She lunged for me. Recall it. Tell them it was a mistake. I stepped back. I can't recall an email. It's the internet. It's forever. Just like the blockchain. She stared at the paper. She stared at me. The reality of her situation was crashing down on her. She wasn't just leaving a bad date. She was leaving a crime scene where she had left fingerprints, video evidence, and a digital confession. My life is over, she sobbed. I have a kid. I have a daughter. Then you should have thought about her before you tried to rob me, I said coldly. Does your daughter know her mom is a predator? I needed the money, she wailed. He makes me do it. The guy in the hall. He says I owe him. Tell it to the cops, I said. They might cut you a deal if you give him up. She looked at the door. She looked at me. Please, she whispered. Just let me go. I'll delete the wallet. I'll disappear. You never lost anything. I lost my time, I said. And I lost a bottle of good wine. I'll pay you for the wine. Get out, I said. Before the police get here. They usually have a 5-minute response time for active burglary. She didn't wait. She grabbed her purse. She ran. She didn't wait for the elevator. She hit the stairwell door and vanished. I stood in the silence of my apartment. The TV screen still showed my desktop. The error message was still there. Transaction failed. I closed the laptop. I sat on the couch. I poured the rest of the wine into my glass. I hadn't actually sent the email to the FBI. Not yet. That was a bluff. The printer just printed a draft I typed up. But I had the evidence. I had the video. I had the wallet address. I picked up my phone. I opened the browser. I went to the FBI's IC3 complaint portal. I started typing. I uploaded the video. I uploaded the keylog. Submit. Then I went to Reddit. r/cryptocurrency. I wrote a post. Title, Watch out for this scam. The honeypot date. I posted the story. I posted the wallet address, redacted slightly to follow rules, but identifiable. I posted a screenshot of her face from the video, blurred, but recognizable if you knew her. Within an hour, the comments exploded. User_BitKing, dude. I went out with her last month. In Miami. She tried to get me to download a trading app on my phone. User_FWhale, same wallet address. That address drained 2 BTC from my buddy in Austin. They move around. It wasn't just me. It was a ring. A nationwide ring of crypto dates targeting men who talked too much about their gains. 2 weeks passed. I got a call from a detective in the cybercrimes division. Mr. Eric? Yes. We received your report. And the video. Excellent quality, by the way. Thanks. I like tech. We picked her up, the detective said. Vanessa. Real name, Tara Lewis. We picked her up in Dallas. She was meeting another guy. We found the guy from the hallway too. He was her boyfriend. They've been running this scam for 2 years. Cleared about $3 million. $3 million. I whistled. Yeah. Most guys were too embarrassed to report it. They thought they just got hacked. Or they didn't want their wives to know they were on dating apps. But you gave us the map. Glad to help, I said. She's looking at 20 years, the detective said. Wire fraud. Grand larceny. Conspiracy. And since she crossed state lines, federal charges. I hung up. I looked at my ledger. The real one. It was in a safety deposit box at the bank. I hadn't touched it in months. I looked at the decoy on the table. I picked it up. I tossed it in the air and caught it. It was the best $600 I ever spent. I'm still single. Dating is complicated. Every time I meet a girl now, I wait. I wait for the question. So, what do you do? I work in IT, I say. Boring stuff. Network security. If she asks about crypto, I say I think it's a scam. And if she asks to come over, I make sure the cameras are rolling. Because in the world of decentralized finance, there is no customer support. There is no refund button. There is only the blockchain. And the blockchain never forgets. So, tell me. Am I the monster for recording a woman on a date and sending her to federal prison, or did she just try to hack the wrong firewall?
If you have made it this far and want to see more videos like this, then kindly subscribe and turn on notifications so you may never miss another story like this.